A Nigerian content creator, Iyo Adokiye, has spoken out following an alleged assault by Nigerian or police officers, an incident that has since triggered an official investigation and also renewed public debate around police conduct in Nigeria. The case has once again raised concerns about the profiling of young Nigerians. Reports of unwarranted intrusion into homes and hotels, and also persistent allegations of harassment and extortion by police and other security agencies.
Now, Iyo, who is a content creator and an actor, shared his experience publicly, drawing national attention to the encounter and regenerating or reinciting conversations around accountability, citizens' rights, and policing standards. Apologies. Now, to help us understand what happened and explore the bigger picture, we're joined virtually by Iyo himself, who will speak firsthand about his ordeal. Also joining the conversation is Bosinde Araikpe, a security expert who will help strike a balance, breaking down what citizens should know, how to respond to situations like these, and the right questions to ask when engaging law enforcement. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us, Mr. Bosinde, and of course, Iyo, thank you. Iyo, let's start with you. You were on social media and you gave us an experience that happened to you just at the end of last week, which since you have reported to the police. But if you take us through what happened exactly again, how your car got stopped by a vehicle and how you got apprehended by men you believe were members of the Nigerian police force. Iyo.
I'm sorry, I lost you for a few seconds there because of my service.
It's okay. Iyo, I was just asking you to retell your tale. What happened to you with these people who ambushed you?
Oh, all right. So this was like 3 days ago. It was around 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. I was headed to the gym, so I was just on my phone, and these guys pulled in they were in a minibus. I forgot to call it minibus, maybe black. Could have been black, I think. So they just asked my boat driver to like check the back of his car or something, because they were asking him to stop. They were hinting him to stop, to slow down. So when he did, they came down and tried to get me, and they asked me to come out of the car, and I was like, okay, I just came out. And then they were like, I should get into the bus. And knowing, I've heard stories of how people got into their bus and were extorted and all that. So I was like, just search me and let me go. I don't have anything that's illegal on me. Before I could say anything, they started hitting me and hit me with a gun and threw me into the bus and started driving. They said they were taking me to Bayelsa, to their station in Bayelsa. So I was like, okay, sure, just take me to the station then, because I'm not going to explain anything to you, because I didn't do anything wrong. Before I'll talk, they were hitting me, they kept on hitting me, and then that's how they extorted me and just left me there.
Would you tell us how much was extorted from you, if you don't mind?
Okay, in total it was about 750. But they asked for 6 million.
They asked for 6 million.
Yeah.
Now, Iyo, we're unable to show your visuals. We'd like you to centralize on your visuals so that we'll be able to show your visuals. Thank you very much. We do have you on visuals. Make sure it's on landscape. If you can put your phone at 90 degrees, not landscape, and we'll get back to your visuals. But Iyo, now, how did you identify these individuals as members of the Nigerian police? That's very, very important in this story here, because you claim that they're Nigerian police and you've reported this to the police station. But let me first ask Mr. Bosinde a question regarding identification and what people must do in these kinds of instances. Mr. Bosinde, you are a security expert, and of course in this part of the country, you have been known to be a consultant when it comes to security. I was wondering, you've heard Iyo's story. Is this something that happens a lot in this part of the country, the Port Harcourt area?
Well, basically with regards to police brutality, extortion, harassment, it's something that happens all over the world. It's not an isolated case, no. Police brutality is in the United States, it's in India, it's in Pakistan, it's in the Middle East, it's everywhere. It's just that the nature of the brutality in certain environments is different. In some part of the world, it may be characterized by racism, you understand me, for a particular race, while in some part of the world, it may be characterized pure extortion, which is the case most persons have complained about in Nigeria. Now, in Nigeria, practically, there has been a lot of concern about young people being profiled by security agencies, not just the police. However, the police is the lead internal security agency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and as such, their participation in internal security is higher than any other security agency or the military in the country. So they interact more with the citizens, and by so doing, a lot of challenges comes up, most of which the people have complained regarding this issue of extortion and intimidation. Nobody will deny the fact that these things don't happen both in Lagos, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, and in so many states. But my concern is not whether this happens in Port Harcourt. Of course, it happens in Port Harcourt, it happens in Lagos, it happens in Delta. Currently in Delta, I'm about going to Delta, there is an ongoing situation too there. It happens in Bayelsa. Someone recently, it happens nationwide. So I will advise that maybe we look at how to curb it. I will give advices on how to curb it nationwide when I'm asked. But for the purpose of does it happen in Port Harcourt, I want you to know that it's a national occurrence with regard to police harassment nationally. It's not an isolated city case or it's an isolated case. No, it's a national occurrence. Okay. And we should look at it at that level so that we can provide concerns that can be utilized in different parts of the country. Thank you.
Bosinde, I'd like to come back to Iyo. I'm not sure if you can hear me. But going back to Mazino's question, how were you able to identify and confirm that the men that pulled you over and, of course, extorted you, as you have said, were indeed police officers?
Full police uniform with the vest and everything, because I was checking, they had like the police badge, like by the side of their hands, and yeah, they said they were police officers as well, but yeah, they were fully dressed in police uniform, basically. You
were driving through, was this a checkpoint where other vehicles stopped before you?
Oh no, it wasn't a checkpoint. I was on an expressway, like I was just on the road. It was not a checkpoint.
Okay,
just cornered me on the road.
Can you just give us a bit of clarity? I'm so sorry to just interject. As you were stopped on the highway, when you were driving, of course, maybe perhaps peripheral vision or whatever the case may be, were there any indications that other vehicles might have been stopped before you?
Oh, okay. So it kind of looked like I was followed because there was no vehicle stopped before me. I was on high speed. Then they just cornered me because there was no way you can even stop a vehicle on that, like moving on that expressway. It's the Aba Expressway. If you're in Paracord, you will know Aba Expressway. Yeah. You can't stop a vehicle at Aba Expressway like that. Yeah.
Now, where did they take you to? And where did this extortion happen? And to what accounts did the monies, was it transferred?
Okay, they took me somewhere, like they were headed to Bayelsa. So, but I don't know the exact place because, like I said, the windows of the car was not, like, it was sealed, so I can't see outside. I was only seeing the front through the wheel screen. So they said they were taking me to Bayelsa, but yeah, they left Port Harcourt, like they were headed towards Bayelsa. So yeah, and the extortion happened in a very isolated place. There was like just a POS lady there, and then one or two people that were like selling stuff, one or two commercial people there that were selling minor stuff. So you just called the POS girl and I sent the money to a POS person. Wow. Okay, this is very interesting, but you have reported this to the police in your area, and I'm wondering what they have said. Did they corroborate your story? Did they say that these were members of the police? Did they say that they're starting an investigation? Oh yes, from what they said, they know, they've heard it before, it's not news, and they were kind of like whispering among themselves, like, okay, they're suspecting somewhere, so yeah, I think they kind of confirmed that they were policemen. So, yeah. And
then in terms of the...
And they said...
Go ahead.
So, yeah, they said they were working on it because they've had cases like this before. So they're trying to capture to apprehend the people involved. And I got a call from CP that night, and he was like, I might need to come back to the station to identify some people if I can, but I don't think I can do that. Oh, why can't you do this? Is this any traumatic response to the experience? Oh yes, I don't want to see a policeman anymore. Like for now, I don't think I can see a policeman yet.
I mean, we aren't in a space to advise, but Yeah, let me park that. I think my next question to you is, at what point did it now get to the exchange of financial payments? Was there a fine that they said you needed to pay? How did it get to a point where finances were leaving your account and being transferred to a POS operating system?
There was no reason for them to extort me. They had nothing on me. I was not with drugs. I wasn't. I'm not into fraud. There was nothing. That was the first thing that they said. Like when they got a hold of my phone and they opened my accounts, that was the first thing they said. So they're like, "Oh, you have this kind of money. What are you doing? You have this kind of money. You're obviously a fraudster." I'm like, "I'm not a fraudster," and all that. So that's when they now said that for me to get out of this stuff. By the way, they took my name, my phone number, and I think my address in a piece of paper. I don't know why they did that. So yeah, they said I was going to transfer 6 million to them if I was going to go, and that I can make a call. It was just like a kidnap, because why would they ask me to make calls to just ask for the money and they're going to monitor it? And
wow.
They were actually on my phone, because like everything I was doing on my phone, they were looking directly into my phone, because like I needed my Face ID to unlock some of my apps on my phone. So yeah. There was no reason for him to extort me.
That's a harrowing experience you must have been through there. Mr. Bosinde, let me come back to you. You've heard the story that he's told. Now, there are two questions I have. What one must do if they find themselves inside of this instance? And then the other one is, why is it that it seems the Nigerian police seems to always be roped into these kinds of instances when it comes to extortion? Is there anything the Nigerian police can do to remove these images from their dossier? Mr. Bosinde?
So I don't really necessarily need to be on video, right?
No, you don't. We have your audio.
Okay, good. All right, very good. Okay, well, basically, what I will advise is very, very simple. For me, I think I'm aware of this Iyo's matter because there is one Emmanuel that called me asking me to assist somebody. I think from the story he's given, I think it's the same issue. I think it's the same issue that they were talking to me about, that they needed me to assist somebody. Well, first of all, if I will advise generally the public on such situation, let me first of all tell you the costs. If you do not know the cost of a thing, it will be very difficult for you to solve it or to be able to avoid it or manage it. The first thing you must do is to know the cost of a thing. And the cost of this particular incident is this. Number one, there are very corrupt police officers. They've been arrested severally, and River State Police Command has arrested a couple of them severally. Number one major intelligence that from my discussions with people while trying to understand why this things happen is that we have realized that e-hailing services work with them. They have links to informers who are e-hailing services. I don't want to mention direct company names, but we all know the predominant e-hailing services in the country. These drivers connive most times with this person, and give them information when they pick up young boys that match their own description and what passes for their profiling for them to extort. And then they move towards these people and they apprehend them like that. You understand me? So I want him to know, and I want Nigerians to know, that e-hailing services are part of this problem. They help these criminals identify them. Secondly, when you are stopped by the police like that, maybe in an e-hailing service or in your own vehicle, and you have nothing, and you sense that these people are about to take you into their own vehicle and probably extort you, let me tell you the truth. Nigerians are scared, and that's why they keep going through this problem. Number one thing you have to do is, if there are people like that environment, raise alarm. Don't look at them because they are policemen. Raise alarm. Shout, they want to extort me. Shout it loud. I'm telling you what will save you. If you had done that, out of 10 vehicles, 2 will stop and ask questions, and these people would have left you. Because one, they know that if they are caught, their job is at stake. And definitely they will lose their job and probably go to prison because they will be prosecuted. That's the truth I'm telling you. Raise alarm. serious alarm. Don't joke with it. Your life is at stake. Raise alarm. When you raise the alarm, stay on your alarm, and you'll be shocked what response you receive from Nigerians. They will stop and they will ask them what is going on. And all of a sudden, the closest police division in that environment will get a wind of what is going on. And they will come and ask them, why are you pulling this man? What? I'm telling you what will happen. It has happened in Olu Obasanjo. That was how a lot of them was arrested. A lot of them was arrested. They had a young boy too, heading towards the Bayelsa area too. Alarm was raised, and the police got a wind of it and blocked the road and arrested them. So that is it. Young people should learn how to raise alarm. That is true. 3,
Okay.
let me tell you something. The major issue why we experience things like this in Nigeria is because we have refused to accept the fact that they are our police. And so long as we keep refusing to accept the fact that they are our police, it will keep being an advantage for them. Let me tell you something. If this person is your brother, you know he's your brother, no matter how bad he is. You know that when you are involved, there is this level of way you can get your brother to reason, at least, and he cannot do anything. But when outsiders involved, he can do a lot. You know, and why are you really able to go to your brother irrespective of their bad character? It's because you consider them your brother. We must learn to see the police as our friends now, and we must by force accept this friendship. Why are we accepting this friendship? Not because they behave well, but because whether we accept the friendship or not, they are in a position where they carry arms. They are also in a position where they do a lot of things that can affect you. And it is very funny that even the government are not eager to manage this situation. So the ball is left for me and you to handle. And we handle this by entering into them. Like me, I'm a security relations consultant.
All right, then.
I don't have a connection that brought me here. But we entered into what they do. We were inquisitive. We wanted to know more. We participated. We became part of them.
Mr.
And at
Bosinde,
that point, we were able to assist a lot of people too.
Yes, Mr.
So
Bosinde.
people must learn. Then lastly, tell your friend to go as the police have called him to identify these people. Forget about the address they took, blah, blah, blah. Those things are meant to scare him up. I'm telling you what I know from experience. Go there. If they are the ones, identify them without fear or favor. Everybody has fear. Nobody has monopoly of violence. Because we keep getting scared, and that's why these things keep happening. That's why it keeps happening, because we keep...
So,
Yeah, Mr. Bosinde, we are really trying to keep the time here because we are at the end of the show. But Iyo, I heard you there from before. I was wondering if you wanted to say your last bit there so that we can put a cap on this conversation. Iyo.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I wanted to respond to something that Mr. Bosinde said. Mr. Bosinde, you said you've spoken very well. So, the first thing that I did was to raise alarm, and for those that know me online, I'm a very dramatic person, so I was very particular about raising alarm. But the moment I just tried to raise alarm, they hit me with a gun on my head.
Wow.
At the back of my head, and they threw me in the butt. So I tried to raise alarm, but they won't even they didn't even let me speak.
Will you be going back to the police after that advice?
So yeah, that was.
Will you be going back to the
I
police?
won't be going back to the police. I would because I also want to see these people brought to book. So
we beg that you do take Mr. Bosinde's advice, and I think that will put a wrap on everything here. Even if they are not found, at least you would have put a record on the situation. Iyo, I want to say thank you, and we hope that these people are brought to book. Sorry about the amounts that were lost. Hopefully you recover that as well. But thank you for joining us here to tell the story again on Breakfast Extra. And Mr. Bosinde Araikpe, thank you very much as well for joining us on the conversation and the tips that you've given when it comes to these security issues.